Alright, so I've got a game set up here. I wanted to test out my Wood Elves, and I've got my Shadow Stalkers here. I've set up 5 objectives just to quickly play a game. 4 rounds, of course. Whoever has the most objective wins. For my Shadow Stalkers, I have a Scourge Champion with my Scourge in the back rank here. He's got Scourge Master and a heavy hand weapon. He also has Shadowborn, Stealth, Tough 3, Scourge Master. The Scourges he's with have full command. They're 5/5, 10 hand weapons, but because he has Scourge Master, they're going to hit on 4s. Spectres, they have claws, but they also have Shadow Wands, 12-inch attack, 2 attacks, and rending. They can also teleport, so they're going to be pretty quick. They're ethereal, Shadowborn, and transport. So the Shadowborn is going to be for everything, and that's whenever a unit, and most of its models have this rule, a morale test that causes it to be shaken or routed. The test counts as pass instead, so it's basically undead. And then the Ethereal counts as having Stealth and Strider. When taking a wound, roll 1 die, 6 up, it's ignored. So it's very undead. Let's see, then we got the Butchers. These are the big guys. They're quality 3, tough, defense 3, tough 3, Devour, Shadowborn, Stealth, tough. And they got Butcher Blades, which is 3 attacks, 1 AP rending. And the Devour means that whenever a model attacks in melee, roll 1 die. On a roll of 6 up, the target takes 1 wound. Okay, so you have a chance whenever this model rolls attacks and roll 1 die. So H1 will get 3 Devour rolls. You get a 6, then they take an extra wound. And the wound, that's more than hits because they don't have a chance to defend. They're just automatically wounded, which is pretty cool. So that's the Butchers. Then we got the Shadow Hounds, and I upgraded them to be poisonous and have Scout. That's why they're up here. They have Stealth, Strider, Shadowborn, Fast, 2 attacks. They're poisonous. So, and what poison is, it ignores regeneration. And that's going to be good because I plan on using regeneration over here on my spells. And the target must reroll unmodified defense rolls of 6 when blocking hits. So, especially the low defense guys, like these Elves, they're going to be in trouble against poison. So that's a really good upgrade. So getting to the Wood Elves, they got Treatment Elder and Treatment. They're 5/5. 1 attack, AP 1. The Treatment Elder has 4 attacks and rending, and he's a caster. So, and I gotta find the other model for this guy. Then we got the Glade Leader. He's going to be joined to the Glade Defenders. He has Battle Call. The Glade Leader and the Glade Defenders are 4/5s. They have hand weapons. They have Strider. Let's see. They don't have full command, so I have to check up on that. They just have a banner. And so Strider, of course, they could go through, the Wood Elves, their basic thing is Strider, so they can go through terrain very easily. The Battle Call allows them, when they're in terrain, to get +1 to hits in melee. So if they're in terrain, then they get to shoot better, or they get to swing better. And then we've got our Glade Defenders. Oh, that's these guys, I'm sorry. Glade Leader and Glade Defenders right here. 1 attack, just a banner, Strider. Then we've got our Glade Scouts. They've got 24-inch bows. They got Scout, which is why they're up here, Stealth, and Strider. So they're a pretty cool unit, at least a small one. Treatment and Brutes are 4/5s, tough 3, so they're not as good as the Brutes, but they're furious. They have Strider and they're tough. The Branch Claws are 4 attacks rending. And then the Giant Owls are fast, flying, impact 2, tough 3. They're 4/4, toughness 3, and they have rending claws, so they each get 1 attack rending. So they're about impact. They better move and hit and move around, and they're not going to be very good on defense. Okay, and so it's just a straight up scenario. Let's see who gets to go first. I'll use my high elf dice for the wood elves. Actually, I'll use the Shadowborn and use the human defense force because they look whatever. All right, so let's see who goes first, and it will be the Shadow Stalkers getting to go first. So since the Shadow Stalkers are the the AI, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2. So it's oh, I forgot to mention him. We got a special character, Cathoots, or I forget their name. Oshmu and Cathoots. They're 5/5, tough 6, carnivore, ensnare, hero, shadowborn, stealth, strider, tough, unique. They got 3 heavy claws, AP 2, and a heavy hand weapon, 3 attacks, AP 1. And so they do not move fast, but they don't have any ranged weapons, so they're just going to go here and take objective 5. Alright, so now the wood elves go, and what I'm going to do first, let's see, he's an easy target, so I'm going to use my scouts to attack. So they get 5 attacks, getting 4s, and that is a total waste of time. 1s and 2s only, so they are used up. So now we're going to roll for 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3, they're going to move up. Now they have teleport, so they get to go a little extra fast. And so they're going to move up. Let's see, should they try to take 2? I'm going to use my firing. So they can move an extra 6 inches, so 12, and then 18, yeah, so they can get into here. All right, so now we've got 5 and 2 under Shadowborn control. All right, so that was their ranged guys right there. Let's see, who should I move next? I'm gonna move my, let's see, I'm going to move my Glade Guard forward. They have Strider, so they're just going to go right on through to about here. Not quite take, and actually they have to stay. I'm trying to use the regular rules where you just pivot and move, and that's it. Let's see. So now we go back to the Shadowborn. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's the Shadow Hounds. Oh, and that's bad news for my Glade Guard because they are going to get hit. They're fast, so they're going to go right through. They have Strider. So they're going to hit this unit right here. Now technically they're in terrain, so they're going to get their bonus. And let me stop here so I can get it set up. Alright, so we've got 10 attacks or poison, need 5. Alright, so we'll turn that around. Alright, so that's a hit. Quite a few hits. Pretty good. 4 hits. Alright, so now they have to get 5 defense, but the roguery roll 6s. So we got to re-roll this guy. So 3 go down. So 3 wood elves are defeated. So let's take them off. One, 2, 3. Our casualties. So now we have the leader. Let's see, they just have a banner, so there's no sergeant. And so they will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for the leader, for the glade leader, you get 3 attacks. 1, 2, 3. So that's a total of 10 attacks. They're normally quality of 4, but because they are technically on terrain and they have a the special, they only need 3s to hit. Okay, so pull these out. Okay, so that is 5 hits, and they defend on 5s. So 3 of them die. So it's 3 against 3, it's a push. So neither side has to take a morale check, but definitely the elves got the better because they can handle the attrition. However, the hounds are technically on the objective, so they will control the objective unless something happens, which I don't see anything happen. Alright, so let's set up the rest of the turn. Alright, so the wood elves, they're going to move their brutes up 12 inches and angle them slightly towards the center. There we go. And now we've got 2 more units for the shadow stalkers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are going to move, and they're going to have to move around these guys here. So we'll just move them into this right here. And then I'm going to move these guys, and they're going to contest this. Now they've got a caster, but I'm going to hold my fire on him. Just going to hang out right here on the edge. And then he's going to move his brutes up. Now the brutes, or his butchers rather, they're going to move, let's see, let's just say they move around to here. Okay. All right, and then my birds, my owls, snow owls I like to call them. They're fast and they're flying. So they're going to go 16, and they're going to take this objective right here. Now that means that the wood elves went last. So these guys. So at the end of round 1, what we have here, we have the a fight going on here, which I think the wood elves are going to win. These guys are going to be tough. So I believe, let's see, they cannot charge, but I can charge them. So those butchers are going to get hit first by my snow owls. And yeah, these specters, they're going to get the first shot, no doubt. I'm going to well, really these are the 2 guys that should go first, but these guys can do more power. These guys are just going to take up time. All right, anyway, we have 1, 2, 3 objectives taken by the by the Shadow Stalkers, so I'm going to mark those. So Objective 5 is taken by the Shadow Stalkers. Objective 2 is taken by the Shadow Stalkers. And Objective 1, I don't know if I have the Objective 1 marker, but the Wood Elves have 3. I'll use this as 3, and this will be 1. So here you go, you got 1 objective taken by the Wood Elves, but this Objective 1 here is going to change hands, I think, pretty quickly on turn 2. Alright, so in regiments, teleport should be kind of like, you get a teleport or scouting should be the same type of move in my opinion. So what these guys are going to do is they're going to teleport like so, and then shoot at the brutes. So they get 10 attacks rending, hitting on 5s. Okay. So they're shooting. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Needing 5s. Okay, that's a good amount of 5s. And the rending have 6s here. Okay, so this is for the regular attacks. The brutes have a defense. They're not as brutish as you would think. Treeman brutes, they have defense of 5, so they've got 4 defenses of 5, and they block 1 of them, and then 2 need 6s. Nothing, so it's 5 hits altogether. So that means I lose a brute, and one of them has 2 damage on them. And so these guys are now finished. Alright, so what I can do now... make sure I have initiative here. Same battle over here, but this time the Wood Elves are going to get their chance first, so they're going to get 10 attacks right off the bat. 1, 2, 3. They're still in terrain, so they need 3s. And so, miss, miss, miss. Okay, that's a lot of hits. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. The Shadow Stalker Hounds, they need 5s to defend. And that's not going to be enough, so the Shadow Stalkers, the Hounds are done. They're off the board, and I'm going to get a 3-inch move, and so I will contest that from the Shadow Stalkers. Alright, so let's move this up a little bit. Alright, so there's no obvious moves, so we're going to see which one moves first. We've got 1, 2, there goes the plow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so these big guys, they're going to move and contest and get right up in the face of these eagles. Can't quite charge there, but they can get awfully close. Alright, so these guys have moved. These guys have moved. Alright, so the next thing I want to do, because now I have the initiative, I don't know. Yes, I could charge them if I wanted to. Well, the thing is that I've got this wizard here, and I want to put regeneration on these 3 units. All I have to do is be within 12, and I'm just barely within 12 of these guys right here. And so I want to cast regeneration on all 3. In fact, if I charged, and I could reach these guys, I would easily be within 12 of all of them. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and charge with these guys here, put them into charge contact, and before combat begins, we are going to... Oh, they took 4. Have to put that there. So let me get the 4 symbol. I believe it's this. It's hard to tell with some. I really got to write down how many, what's the number on each one, because sometimes I can't tell from the markers. All right, so he's going to cast. He has 4 tokens. It costs 3 to do the spell, and I'm going to use 1 to boost it. So I need a 3 to get regen on all my guys. And I got it. So that's a 3. So now all these guys, they have regen for 1 turn. Obviously the tree men are going to use it right now, so let's set up that battle. Alright, so the tree men, without the leader, are going to get 10 attacks, needing 5s. And so they get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And then the tree men elder, so that's 5 defenses. And then the tree men elder, he gets 4 attacks, but he has rending, which isn't going to really help. Alright, so he gets 1 more hit. So that's 6 defenses. So they need 6s to defend. And they got 2. And then you've got another 6 because they're ethereal or something like that. And that doesn't help them. So they take 4 damage, so they're down to 1. So one guy gets a swing back with his claw. And he does get a hit. And that hit... Let's see, Spectres, no AP, and then the treatment are defense 5, and he got it. So now, next time they take damage, so I'm saying that they are able to keep their regeneration because they didn't roll for it. So now we've got just the 1 Spectre there. And we roll to see if they pass their morale test. Morale test needed is a 5. They do not pass it, but they automatically pass it, but on 1, 2, 3 he's destroyed. And he's okay. So the Wood Elves treatment just back up. Didn't take any damage. Didn't have to use their regeneration. And now we can go back to the big board. Alright, let's finish off the round here. So, the next logical move, because these are the only 2 that are left, is for Omashu and Kothitz to charge into the treatment. Now, he's got a special rule that he gets +1 to hit on his attack, and they get a -1. So he will get 3 attacks for AP 2. Needs 4s, gets 1 hit. So that's an AP 2 hit. And then 3 more for AP 1. So that's another hit. So that's 2 hits. Let's see, does he have... He doesn't have impact. So he does 2 damage, and they're going to roll. They need 6s, because of the AP, and they do block one, so one is dead. Oh, he gets regen. And he regens it. So they take no damage. Yikes. However, they will only hit on 6s because they're normally 5. They don't get anything extra. And so that will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for the regular treatment. So that's 1 hit. And that's AP1. So that means they got to roll a 6. They don't get it, so that's 1 damage on hit. And then Rending hits 4 attacks for Treatment Elder, and he misses all. So they actually lost, so they need a 5. They don't get it. So they have 6 or 5 wounds left, 1 to 3. So that's 2 more wounds, so it's a 3 wound. And they got to back off. So that was a really bad move for Amathu Kathitz. I'm not sure they're worth it unless I'm using them wrong. Anyway, he has now moved. They have moved. So now it's up to the Wood Elves. It's the Brutes. They have 3 moves. And so I'm going to send in the Snow Owls. Are going to attack the Butchers. So they're going to get 2 impact hits each, which is 6. Anything but a 1. So they all hit, but there's no AP on them. So they defend on 3. 3 damage. So that's going to take out a Butcher. And then they get the regular attacks, which I think is just 3. They need 4s to hit, and they're rending. So just 1 hit, need a 3 to block it, and he doesn't block it, so that's 4 hits on the Butchers. But they're going to attack back now, so the Butchers, they're quality of 3. They get Devour, so they do get 1 wound. So that's 1 wound on the Owls. And then they get 3 attacks AP1 Rending. So that's going to be, actually they only get 6 because one of them died. So 4 hits, no Rending, AP1. And I believe they got defensive 4, so now they're 5. And they block 3 of them, only 1 gets through. So this was a very successful attack. They did 4 damage versus a 2. So now the Butchers have to roll 3 up. They don't get it. And they have 5 wounds left. So 1 to 3. Oh, this is a disaster. So they take 4 more wounds. That's crazy. So they lose another. Let's just leave this guy here. He's going to have 2 wounds, so he's down to 1 wound left. And these Owls smoked the Butchers. Absolutely smoked them. But they have to back off, and now this is contested. Unless somebody can take out that last Butcher, which he only has 1 wound left. And the dice are just not going well for these guys here. So last move is this. So we will take the regular Scourges, and they are going to move. Let's see. They're going to move here so that they are contesting. Actually, that. All right, so now the Elves are going to have 2 moves to end the round. We're going to move our brutes. Let's see. Brutes are going to move in this direction here. They're going to make sure that these guys are taken care of. And let's see. They're 24 inches, so they're just going to slide over and shoot at these guys here. So they get 5 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just going to roll right here. Need 4s. 2 hits. And they have 5s. So 1 dies. Alright. So now that's the end of round 2. This flips to the Wood Elves. Let's see if I can find it right here. So this flips to the Wood Elves. This is now contested, so that's off. This stays, that stays, and this is contested. And that is the end of round 2. So we could see, I'll take this off here. Alright, so we could see these Wood Elves are free here. There's going to be a scrum right here. These tree men are going to have to hold while these guys are taking care of the brutes. I was hoping the Wood Elves would be able to knock down more, but I think these tree men are going to hang on until these guys can fill in the gap on their flank. So that's the end of round 2. Okay, the battle has been joined, and the Shadow Stalkers really only have 1 good unit left, and that is the regular Scourges. Now, they have 2 good things here. Go after the Wood Elves here or the Treemen here, and I'm going to elect to go after the Treemen because they're going to get +1 to their attack. Neither has regen anymore. So if they could take out the wizard before he can do something to really hurt us, plus this is a flanking maneuver, so if I remember correctly in the rules, and correct me if I'm wrong, they cannot attack back. So this is going to be a very devastating flanking maneuver. They're going to get blasted from behind, even if they are successful, but at least they could take a big unit out with them. That's the idea. And so they have their leader still with them, and so he's going to give them +1 to their quality. They're going to be rolling on 4s, so they have 8 guys rolling on 4s, no AP. So that is 5 hits. And then, since there's no AP, they need 5 to block. And so they block 3, so 2 of them go down. And then you have the Scourge Champion that has 3 attacks, AP 1. He hits on 4s also. He hits once, they need a 6. They don't get it, so another one dies. So that's 3 down. And now they roll for their 5 up, and they get it. They stick in the battle. The Scourges have to back off, so that was a chance to make them lose a turn essentially, and try to keep them pinned down for the rest of their army. So that did not work out as well as I think the Shadow Stalkers would have hoped, because now this is the tactics of the game. They're used up, so I'm not going to use them to hit them from behind, because I could wait the whole turn pretty much to get that done. So who is my next big threat? And I believe it's this guy right here. Okay? He is the big threat. Now, since they can fly over everybody, and again, I'm guessing these are the rules. is that I'm going to crisscross. I'm going to flank a tank here with these guys, and then flank it, or either flank or whatever. It should be a flank attack on one of these guys when the birds are available. So I'm going to go ahead and take my brutes and go in against his butcher. So they're going to get their full attack, and that is treeman brutes. Need 4s. They get 4 attacks each, so they are very offensive. And they need 4, and it's rending. Okay, no hits, no rending, but they do get 4 hits. That's average, although they should have gotten a rend in there. And so now they 3 to defend. And he blocks all of them. Now, since it's a flank attack, he doesn't get to attack back. It's a push because nothing happened. All they had to do is get him once, and that would be it. So now, since the butcher has survived, however, he is tired. So yeah, he's what should he do? I'm gonna say because he's about to die anyway, so he should be used. Unless I want to use that guy there. So, should we go AI? No, this butcher does need to go first. He didn't attack, so he's going to get it. He's not even tired. So he's going to attack, I'm going to say the birds, because they have an impact. And so he's going to go after them. The butcher gets 3 attacks. First a devour. He gets a devour, so that's 1 wound on the owls. Then he gets 3 AP1 rending attacks, and he hits once. So AP1, the birds have 4, so they need 5. And they block it. So now they get to strike back, but I think they just have 3 rending attacks, needing 4. They get 1 hit. Now if it goes through, it's not rending, so it's a 3 to defend, and he blocks it. So they actually lose, so they have to roll 4, and they didn't get it, so they are, oh, hold on a second, they have rending, regeneration, which didn't work. So they are pinned. So they have 1 wound and a pinned. This guy has 2 wounds. They still have regen. The birds no longer have regen, but this guy has to back off, and he's still got 1 wound left. So we'll see if the impact does anything. So now, again, these are the only 2 that are available to them. So the best move is for the treeman to attack. Now this guy has 2 spell tokens, and I do believe he's going to want to damage this guy and then attack that one. So take 4 hits each. So yeah, harmony. So that's going to cost them the 2 points. Needs a 4 up. Gets it. So that's 4 hits. They need 6s to block. And they don't get it, but they get that extra roll for 6s. Still don't get it, so he's dead. And then now they're going to charge this guy right here. Alright, so we got the treeman moving in. They have 2, 4, 7 regular treemen. So that will be, they need to hit on 5s. 2, 4, 6, 7, hitting on 5. And so they got 2 hits. Oops. And then the elder gets 4 attacks rending. So only 1 hit, but it's a rend. Doesn't really matter too much. Oh, no, they need to hit on 6s, so that rend is the only one that hits. And so I need a 6 to block, and he blocks it. So now Omashu and Kothitz, they hit on 4s. They get 3 AP2 attacks. So that's an AP2 attack, so I need 6s to block. So that's a dead Treeman. Plus they get 3 AP1 attacks. And so all 3 of them hit. They need 6s. And they block 1, so 2 more die. So the Treemen lose. They have a quality of 5, excuse me. They do have a banner, so it's 4. And they failed it, so they have to back off, and they are pinned. Don't count out the Shadow Stalkers just yet. They might be able to handle this. Alright, so now the Wood Elves go, and they're going to attack the rear. Right here. Go right into the rear. These Shadow Stalkers cannot counterattack. So that is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 regular attacks against the Shadow Stalkers. 2, 4, 6, 7. They are not in terrain anymore, so they need 4s? Yes, they need 4s. That is a good roll. So 4 hits. And then the leader has 3 attacks. And he misses all of them. So 4 defense, which they need 5s, I believe. It's 5s. And they block 2 of them, so they lose 2 guys. So they lose the battle. See if they're pinned. They need 5s. They do fail, so they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus the 3 is 9. So that's 4, 7, 9. 1 to 3 does damage. Okay, so that's a safe. Safe, safe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that wipes out everybody but the leader. She's putting right there. So that actually turned out to be a very good attack, wiping out all but the Scourge leader, but they have to back off an inch. And that's it for them. Omashu Kothitz are the only one left for them. They're going to attack the Treemen. So it's 3 attacks for AP2, so now he needs 6s. Doesn't get it. AP1. Got 1 hit. So they need a 6, and they blocked it. So now they get to attack back. They've got 4 regular attacks. Missed. And then the Treeman Elder gets 4 attacks, needing a 6. And he misses. Alright, so that's a push. They have to get off of there. Nobody wins. So these guys are done. And then the birds are left. See if the birds can do anything with an impact. So they have 3 impacts. No, they get 6 impacts. 5, 6. Missed on 1 of them. So 3 ups. And he missed 1 of them, which kills the butcher. So now they get to move. But what was good about that was that it delayed them from getting over here. Now we've got the archers going after this guy. 5 shots needing 4. They got 2 hits. So I need 5 or 6s. And he's got 2 wounds. Because he's the leader there. And that does it for round 3. So recap, we have, this is still contested because he's in there. This is no longer contested, so the Wood Elves now have objective 3. And so the Wood Elves have these 3 objectives. The Shadow Stalkers got that, and this one's contested, but it's looking really bad for the Shadow Stalkers. Oh, no, they couldn't attack. Oh, well, if I use the rule, then yes, they could. That's right. There's a rule where you can attack, but you roll on 6s, and that's where the impact really comes in handy. I'll have to check the rules on it. Let me check, and I'll get back to you. Alright, I decided to bring the Butcher back into play here because these guys cannot do that special move where you can still attack even though you are shaken, because the impact wouldn't have done anything. It wouldn't have worked because it says you can't use it while you're fatigued, and when you're shaken you're considered fatigued. So I just took it back and I took off the shaken. They just used their turn to be unshaken, so I brought the Butcher back. And so this is going to be still contested, and that's how we're going to start our final turn. This Butcher is much, much stronger than they turned out to be. They just got unlucky in the beginning, but I think that is a much tougher unit than this game is giving it credit for. So these guys get to go first, the Shadow Stalkers, and so everybody's in pretty dire straits. These guys are 1 away from being dead. This is halfway being dead, and so we need to figure out which one to go first. So I'm just going to do a straight up roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so this guy is going to charge into them. They are fatigued, or they are shaken already. So he gets 3 attacks needing 4. And he gets 2 hits. And then he gets 3 more attacks needing 4. So it's 5 hits altogether. So they need to get 6s. And they block 1, but 4 die. So that just leaves the Wizard left. Let's get these guys out of here. The Wizard, or the Treeman Elder, gets 4 attacks and it's rending. He's normally a 5, but because of his special ability, it's a 6. He gets 1 rend, and it fails, so that's another damage for Omashu and Kafitz. So now they're down to 2 wounds. So the Treeman lost, so let's see what happens to them. And they fail, so he runs away. And so Omashu and Kafitz, again, I was downplaying them. Let's see. Well, he's been used up. Let's get these out of here. And he's going to survive and be able to hold on to that. So now we've got, all right. So here's what I'm going to do, because it's either this guy or this guy I need to go after. I am going to use my Treeman Brutes to go ahead and go after this guy. This is the toughest guy that they got left. So let me go ahead and see what the Treeman Brutes can do. And they have 2 stands, so they get 8 attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and they get rending, needing 4s. So there's 1 rend. And 2 regular hits, so 3s. So that kills them. And so this butcher is now dead. These guys can just move here. Let's see, there's them. And so Treeman brutes are good there, and so now it's only up to this guy here. He's going to turn around and charge here. And he is going to get 3 attacks, AP1, needing 5s. No hits. They get to attack back. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regular shots, needing 5s. Or actually, they need 4s. I'm sorry. They need 4s. They're better than the Treeman. They get 3 hits. Let's see if he could defend. He gets defensive 5. And he blocks them all. So now it's up to the leader, Glade Leader. He gets 3 attacks, needing 4s to hit. And he hits once. See if he could block it. He does not block it. He doesn't have any regeneration, so this guy is toasted. And these guys are fatigued. And so they're going to move up here. All right, so now Shadow Stalkers are all done. And so it's really these 3. So we'll start with the shooters. They get 5 attacks, needing 4s. And then he defends on a 5. Oh, but he has stealth. Let's do it over again. Stealth means that he gets +1 to his defense. I believe it's to his defense. So it's 3 hits, if I'm not mistaken. Stealth gives him, okay, -1 to hit. So he has, let's re-roll that. So we got 5, so now we need 5. So 3 hits. And then he blocks on 5. And he blocked all 3, so he's good there. They are done. These guys are going to come in here, but they have to hit, everybody's hitting on 6s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 there, they need 6s. Nothing. And then the leader, he gets 3 attacks, I believe. 1, 2, 3. Needing 6s. He does get 1 hit. 5 up defense, and he gets another damage, but doesn't quite kill him. It's a flank attack, so he gets no attacks back, but he passes his thing. They have to back off, and so now we just have the birds. And the birds come in and attack. They get 6 impacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so they miss twice, so 5s to defend. Nothing, and so the Shadow Stalkers do get board wiped, and the Wood Elves, these scouts were untouched. These guys did take a damage, and these guys were whittled down a little bit. Treeman brutes were whittled down quite a bit, almost more than half, but they still had more than half the models left. And all the Treemen were wiped out, including the wizard. So that was my first battle with the Wood Elves. I like them. I'm starting to figure out how they work well together, and hope you enjoyed it.